Bugs crashing your pack's party? Whether they've got paws or sneakers, your pack deserves a home that's protected from pests. That's where Wondercide comes in. Plant-powered protection made with steam-distilled natural essential oils that actually work. It kills and repels fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, and ants without questionable ingredients or overpowering smells. Safe to use around kids and pets when used as directed. Lab-proven to work fast. And proudly made in the USA. We offer sprays for pets, people, homes, and yards. Plus, spot-on treatments, collars, and even shampoos. Whatever your pack needs, we've got it covered. Founded by a pet parent looking for a better way to protect her dog Luna, Wondercide's now protected over 21 million lives and counting. You might have even seen us on Shark Tank. Go to Wondercide.com and use code WONDER20 for 20% off your first order. That's WONDER20 at Wondercide.com. Wondercide. Protect your pack with plant-powered Wondercide today.
All right, we're going to talk about the upcoming season, Visions of the Future. Season started on September 2nd, 2025. And our card that comes with the season pass, Viv Vision, 3 cost, 2 power. At the start of each turn, give all cards in your hand plus 1 power if you're winning here. Otherwise, move this to another location. I got to see her one time so far. She was played on me yesterday. I got to say, I kind of dig it. I like the capacity to move. I mean, it's like it's one or the other. So if you're winning there, great. You're getting a benefit that way, or if you aren't winning, you can try and figure out a way to get the benefit. I like it. So, I put down here good with Clea and Sebastian Shaw. She would boost those cards, and you could get yourself some skill cards in your hand, too, to hurt the other side if you need them.
Be nice with the fallen one.
Yeah. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. 3 costs. It's not expensive, but I think it's pretty decent cost for what you're getting here too.
Yeah.
But, what are your thoughts here on Viv Vision?
Maybe get some boosters like Forge or Galacta to help her out, or maybe Goose to run cover, make it harder for someone to beat you at that location. I always thought that character was kind of neat. I did read the Tom King Vision series where she was introduced, and then she was one of the original members of the New Look Champion with Ms. Marvel, Nova, Teen Cyclops, Amadeus Cho, and Miles Morales.
Next up is Sparky, 2 cost, 1 power, activate, give your card that last moved plus 3 power, and move it back to its previous location. All right, so what's your thoughts here?
Well, just like in that Vision series we were talking about, where he played fetch with the Human Torch, Vulture, and Dagger.
Ah, yes.
I did see, I wish I had taken notes on it, but somebody showed a video on Reddit where they used Sparky, Aranya, Spider-Gwen, and maybe Iron Fist, and got the Human Torch up to a 64.
Oh, my gosh.
In one turn. It was pretty crazy. You can do some damage there. I mean, give the last card move plus 3 power is nice. Move back to its previous location, but with the Torch, Vulture, and Dagger, you can do some crazy stuff there, and it's an extra move, so you get Kraven or the Hydra Stomper out there.
Oh, man. All right, next up, Moira X. 1 cost, 2 power. When this is destroyed, you get a copy of your opening hand. So this is where I get to ask Evan Bevins to educate me and the public on who Moira X is.
Well, you know Moira.
I know
Moira McTaggart.
I know who Moira McTaggart is. First off, there's a theme. If anybody hasn't figured this out yet, every single one of these cards, I'm fairly certain, are some type of synthezoid. So I know Moira McTaggart. I assume she must have at some point put herself into some type of synthezoid body.
Would that it were that simple, Jesse.
Oh, well, it is.
So Moira McTaggart is most famous for being one of the foremost human allies of the X-Men.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And the first and maybe only human to die of the legacy virus.
That's right.
But turns out Moira was a mutant.
Oh.
And her mutant power was resurrection.
Resurrection.
And she didn't just come back to life after she died. She started her life. with all the memories of her previous life. This was the foundation of the Krakoa era.
Yep,
It was revealed in House of X #2. Basically, she kept living these lives. She would ally herself with Professor X, with Magneto, with Apocalypse. And so then the Marvel Universe, the 616 that we've come to know and love, was her, I want to say, 7th life.
Wow.
Where she was pulling all the strings together, helped create this mutant nation, but she ticked off Destiny and Mystique. It's a bad idea to get on Mystique's bad side.
Those two are...
And yeah, she did some other stuff. It's been a little while since I read through that. Basically, Moira wanted to make sure, because she knew her lives were running out, so she was trying to make sure she didn't die for good, and she downloaded her consciousness into a robot body and allied herself with some techno-organic things that were going to wipe out mutants and humans. She was a big foundational character, and then she came back as a robot bad guy, and now I think she's just going to pop up from time to time like Carnage or the Sentry, where they used to be a big deal, and now they're the villain of the week.
Is it Moira X, or is it going to be Moira 10?
I believe it's supposed to be Moira X.
Okay, all right. Like
she did not get to the 10th life. And I know I kind of petered out on that. That's kind of how the story went. It was good and interesting before my recall faltered. Jonathan Hickman was steering things, and I believe it was one of those kind of like the Clone Saga where they were like, hey, why would we end this now? It's selling so well. So Jonathan Hickman left to do other things, and other people took over, and it didn't quite go in the original way it was planned.
Gotcha.
But the stories that reveal House of X and Powers of X, even though it does a lot of things with the X-Men you weren't expecting and maybe seemed out of character, it was a darn interesting read.
So yeah, when this is destroyed, get a copy of your opening hand. I assume collector's going to get a benefit from that, right?
Yeah.
And I honestly think it's not very common. I mean, when you can get doubles of cards on the board, you know, sometimes you're beholden to only having that one null out there.
Yeah.
What if you can get two? You know, you got two null.
Yeah, there's a couple cards that do something similar.
Frigga.
And Moon Girl gives you a copy of your hand, and then not a card, but a location. The Sacred Timeline lets you do that. That's never one I'm usually in a rush to fill up. I guess it depends on what was in your beginning hand. Definitely another destroyer ways to take out one cost cards. I put it in the notes, could be interesting, but there's only so much power in so many spaces. Of course, that's less true for destroy decks. You can clear out that space.
Right. All right.
So yeah, definitely an option with Null. You know, now just like any 3-cost card, I go, well, what could I do with Silver Surfer? Any 1-cost card, I'm like, I need to introduce them to Marvel Boy.
All right, next up, a character that I know has been around for a while, but I know the name that we're going to use here is the one I know from the She-Hulk book, and that is Awesome Andy. 2 cost, 1 power, activate, give one of your cards at each other location plus 2 power. I'll let you go first here. What did you have to say?
Well, you team him up with Gilgamesh, Clea, and Sebastian Shaw, also known as the new Fantastic Four. Of course, the Awesome Andy was originally the Awesome Android, a creation of the Mad Thinker, just like Dragon Man, who also became a smart and cuddly robot. The Mad Thinker builds really good robots that turn good, and I like this. I like this power.
I mean,
I'd especially like to try him in my Namora deck. Give one of your cards at each other location. Well, if you've only got one at each other location,
that's right. That's right. After that, we have Omega Sentinel, 4 cost, 3 power, activate, afflict the highest power enemy card with -7 power. Oh boy, we're going to be hurting what's across the board from us with this card.
It's like a Shang-Chi without destroying them. No, that is definitely a pretty big swing. I never remember Omega Sentinel being that powerful. She actually was an X-Man at one point, and then she was teaming up with Moira X in the Krakoa era when most of the X-Men villains became X-Men. They had to get some other people for them to fight with. So yeah, she looks to be pretty helpful. There's somebody that Airwalker could bring in.
Yeah, get you a Prodigy to back her up too. And then you're -7. Oh, that'd be good stuff. All right. Bastion, 4 cost, 3 power. On reveal, add copies of your other cards here to your hand. You're going to set their cost to 2 and power to 3. What's your thoughts here? Because maybe it'll straighten out what I was thinking.
You drop him on cards with 2 or lower power that you want to use again. He lets you run Cable again, just like he is. I'm trying to think who else you could use with him. It seems like I had a few in my head. This is like the ones from the last season where it's like, okay, I think you could do something cool with that.
What?
So wouldn't be bad to have a 2 cost 3 power Ironheart.
That wouldn't be bad.
She and Bastion used to skateboard in Chicago back in the day. Let's see,
so.
who else? Another Gambit.
Yeah.
Another Master Mold. Yeah, there's some cool things you could do with that. In a Collectosaur deck, it's another one that, or at least with the Collector, it adds more cards to your hand.
My strategy was to play him later because a turn 4, you're going to get maybe a 3 power out of there and a 2 power out of there. Remember, you're dropping their cost, so whatever's out there, you're dropping their power, possibly, or it might just be Matt. But if you do it later on turn 5, you have magic in your decks, Iron Man combos, or something going on with that. Like somehow, if you get Iron Man out there early, and then on turn 6, you get those copies of whatever it is and throw them on another lane. You can play all 3 cards because you'll have 6 power on turn 7. I mean, I could see it. There's going to be some interesting combos with the card, I think.
Well, think about this. If there's one character that's more associated with Bastion than Ironheart, it's got to be Luke Cage.
Oh, of course.
Think about that. You got Luke Cage out there, and you get 2 or 3 2-cost cards that I would assume would not be limited to 3 power.
Right. I think I had that written down here initially. I was like, Luke Cage would be a good one to have out there so you don't drop big power. But my immediate thought is Iron Man. I mean, that's what's going through my... Yep. Now you got a 2-cost, 3-power Iron Man that you can lay out there. Who's essentially a 2/6 that's going to double everything on that lane. Count me in. Next up, Jim Hammond, Human Torch. 1 cost, 2 power. At the start of each turn, plus 1 power for each bonus energy you have. What are your thoughts on this guy?
Erisham. Yeah. You may not necessarily draw him because you got so many cards in the deck, but if you do, you'll have extra energy turn 3, 4, 5, and 6.
That's a great point. Great point.
If the fallen one is powered up, well, he's not going to do a whole lot, but if you can get him up to 10 energy for that last turn, then you get plus 4 energy for Jim Hammond. Unfortunately, like the other Human Torch used to be, he'll have the Killmonger Glassjaw, but not too shabby.
Not too shabby. Okay, Danger. And I think you wrote down here, this is Deadpool's Diner. 4 cost, 6 power. Activate, destroy an enemy card here with less power. Pretty straightforward. Probably a lane winner because you're going to destroy something there. It's also a situation where they will probably avoid playing something there too. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, you want to try to boost her up with Galacta, Forge, Awesome Andy. Now, this is the power. I can't remember if I said it, but when we did our top 5 characters that need a First Steps reboot, this is the kind of power I thought the Punisher should have.
Right.
Not exactly Shang-Chi, but could be a difference maker on his level almost.
All right. And I think we're getting close to the end here. Jeez, criminy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're on our 9th card here, and this is Super Adaptoid, 3 cost, 5 power. You're thinking either Diner or Series 4.
I saw it as both in different places, so I'm not 100% sure.
On reveal, steal the text from an enemy activate card here. Activate's definitely getting more widespread. It's pretty specific, and I really don't know how useful. I'm sure there's going to be a use for it. You're going to see this. It's going to shut some people down, possibly, such as Invisible Woman First Steps. That might shut some things down. What are your thoughts on Super Adaptoid?
Well, it's interesting that we're finally getting a counter for activates. It won't always be useful, but at least when it first comes out, it might have people thinking twice about waiting too long for their activates. And yeah, there's going to be times you have it and you won't be able to use it, but hey, he's a 3/5, so that's not bad. better than Cyclops. If you do use it, it's really going to mess somebody up and steal the text. So that means you can then use that activate.
Right.
There's times where it can make a huge difference.
Yeah. This thing's going to activate decks for sure. And now all of a sudden you're going to be stealing that. So that's going to be nice. All right. Warlock. Character we finally get to. I don't know what he was called. Was he an android? He wasn't an android. I feel
he was an alien. He's a Technarch.
That's right, Technarch. That was with a K.
They built from his people.
That's right.
Or something like that.
That's right.
Maybe from him.
Warlock, 3 cost, 3 power. Not Adam Warlock, folks. This is just Warlock. Go check out your early issues of New Mutants.
Yep.
3 cost, 3 power. For each unspent energy, give a card in your hand -1 cost. And the more cards that are coming out here that affect the cost of other cards, I have really decided those are the ones I need to start looking for. We loved Zabu back in the day. We still do.
You use past tense love in regard to me and Zabu.
When Surge dropped, I was not really too enthused, and Surge is one of the most versatile cards out there. You see Surge a lot. I do. And so now for each unspent energy, give a card in your hand -1 cost. Are you kidding me? I think that is going to be fun. So what are your thoughts?
He'd be great in a surfer deck because a lot of times you're going to have unspent energy with so many 3 costs. He definitely would work well. And there, my note was that if Self obtains this card, it will go in Self's Shulkanaut deck. Because that one is, a lot of times you can have a turn where there's 6 unspent energy. So you can play, Infinite and She-Hulk on the last turn and maybe even get somebody else in if Warlock's dropping costs.
Man, I was sitting there thinking, well, I don't know. I'm getting this card. This is the card I'm paying 6 for. I'm getting Warlock. My Black Swan deck. So, you get Black Swan out there, and a lot of times the Black Swan deck is a situation where you are waiting until the very last turn to drop everything down, and then you have 0 for all the 1-cost cards, and you can lay out a bunch of stuff. Now, I'm sitting here thinking, let's just do that turn 5. You put all your 1-cost cards out there. If you've got 5 energy left, that's going to go into taking 5 costs of the cards that you have in your hand, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And that makes turn 6 come by, and you're like, oh, okay, now I can lay out everything that I have in my hand now. So
also might be good to toss in an Erisham deck because you got some extra energy there.
True. Can't wait for this card. You got any other thoughts on Warlock?
No, we covered it.
All right. Jocasta, however you want to say it here. I think it's Jocasta. 3 cost, 3 power, immediately activate your other cards here without using up their activate abilities. This is what I've been thinking Invisible Woman could do for some reason. Yeah, I like this one too. I think this is a good one. This seems like something that's going to be workable. You're going to have an activate deck, and activating Invisible Woman first steps. If you can do that, that's going to be sweet. And then do it again later on down the line. It's going to multiply. It's going to be crazy. What's your thoughts on Jocasta here?
It's neat to see them. It's kind of funny. You think about how we didn't really think much about end of turn, and then the Fantastic Four season, we're like, oh, there's all this end of turn synergy.
You're right.
What can we do with it? And then Activate's been around a while now, and they're just now starting to build off of that. So yeah. I can see this being pretty interesting. Black Widow is one I'd like to get another Activate in on. I'm trying to think who else. Probably not so much with Symbiote Spider-Man, but obviously you want her in a deck with Danger or Omega Sentinel.
Oh, Danger would be sick.
Awesome, Andy. I mean, yeah, she's the straw that stirs the drink here. This is when we should have done the crossover with Avengers AI.
Oh, yeah, right. Sparky, just imagine that. You're going to be moving those cards at an obscene amount. And this card hasn't even dropped yet. So, yeah.
I'm going to have to save some tokens toward the end of the season because Warlock and Jocasta are probably the ones. But I mean, dang. Omega Sentinel. It's a lot of good stuff this season. Oh, wait, Omega Sentinel, she's out now, right? She's a Series 4.
Oh, yeah, she is. It'll be a fun season. Let's talk about locations. Stark Industries, after turn 4, split +8 power among all the cards here. It's a lot of power. +8 going everywhere. Now, granted, it's amongst all cards, so if you've got a turn 4 rolls around, you got 3 on one side, 2 on the other, that's got to split 8 power amongst them. So,
yeah.
It depends on how many cards are there. I don't know if a lot of people are going to be, really hammering those. Hold on to some low-cost cards, and then throw them all out down there on turn 4. What are your thoughts?
That's one strategy. Get more cards down there to keep your opponent from getting as much power, or let them have it all and then Shang-Chi them.
Shang-Chi. Okay, this is Kvetch. Add a random activate card here for each player. And yes, I'm allegiant it.
And hopefully, when that's the featured location, you'll have Super Adaptoid.
Oh, yeah.
And or Jocasta.
Oh, yeah. Boom. All right, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is our discussion on the upcoming season of Visions of the Future. Drops September 2nd, 2025. You got 11 cards to go out and try and get yourself this coming season. Thanks a lot for joining us. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for the next installment of Snap Material.